Hello and welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe, like and share your thoughts on this video. Let's get the channel to 20k. Have you ever wondered why people were not talking about the Israel versus Palestine issue before the 7th October? Well, it is because of the indoctrination that a lot of people were taught about Israel, and the video I'm about to share confirms that, because the man in this video shares how he grew up as a white Christian conservative in the United States, and ever since he was a kid, he was taught to have this blinding, unwavering loyalty to Israel. He was conditioned to believe that Israel was the promised land and the Israelis were God's chosen people, and all the Arabs that surround Israel just want to unalive them and wipe them completely off the map. Now, this is the work of indoctrination, but with how people have been talking about this issue, a lot are beginning to understand a lot concerning this issue. Let's check out this video as he shares more of this.
Growing up as a white Christian conservative in the United States, ever since I was a kid, I was taught to have this blinding, unwavering loyalty, fealty to Israel. I was conditioned to believe that Israel was the promised land and the Israelis were God's chosen people, and all the Arabs surrounding Israel just wanted to annihilate them and wipe them completely off the map. We were taught that Muhammad was a false prophet, and those who were worshiping to Allah were worshiping to the wrong God. And we were taught that we were supposed to pledge allegiance to the United States, support the American military and their endeavors all across the world, but especially in the Middle East, and their support for Israel. We were supposed to back that no matter what. And to question anything would be un-American. But now that I'm older and we have access to the world at our fingertips, and I can see with my own two eyes what is going on, I began to question everything. I realized that we bought the lie that Western media propagates to us. We bought the lie that the American church or the Western church propagates to us. I don't believe in the duality of the world. I don't believe that we are good, that America's good, that Christians are good, that Jewish people are good, and that Arabs and Muslims are bad and evil. We've always been taught that Arabs, Palestinians, Iraqis, Iranians, they're jihadists, they're terrorists, they're thugs, they're predators, they're savages. These are the words that we've always used to describe human beings. We are taught that Israel has the right to self-defense, that they are morally superior in this battle. But I now realize that he who controls the media controls the masses, and Israel has the power to not only control the narrative, but to control the way that the war is fought. We are taught that this war started from a Hamas terrorist attack on October 7th, but in reality, this war started 75 years ago, with the start of the ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian people and the stealing of their land. One thing I've learned about the US and other imperialist and colonizing nations is that they love to put their foot on other people's neck and then act shocked when they fight back. Any nation that tries to employ a system other than the United States capitalistic system, we will automatically cut them off, sanction them, put our foot on deck, don't give them access to the US economy and the rest of the world, and then we will look at them and say, haha, look, they failed, that doesn't work, their system doesn't work. And we're supposedly the wealthiest nation in the world, but we've got millions in prison, we've got millions on the street homeless, we got millions without health care. And we say to the rest of the world that we're morally superior and our system's the best, and when our own people begin to question it and speak out against it, we are told that we are unpatriotic and un-American, and if we don't like it, go to those other countries whose system doesn't work because America has her foot on the neck. I've had to do so much deconstruction and deprogramming of everything that I've ever been taught, everything that I've ever been indoctrinated with, living in the South of the United States. We love to say that we are all human. We claim that all lives matter. Yet we're still supporting the bombing of innocent civilians. I've said it since day one, and I'll say it again. I will always stand on the side of the oppressed and free Palestine.
Israeli children or students are the most people who undergo right-wing indoctrination before going on school trips abroad. The messages are simple and repetitive. A mother of an 11th grade student from the Central Region says, all the Arabs hate us. In fact, almost the entire world hates us. Now, students who want to take part in delegations going abroad are obliged to take an online government course, which some parents and teachers say has a blatant political agenda. Now, the course consists of film clips in which several speakers address the students and coach them about the messages they should express overseas. Israelism opens with a crowd of young white Jews cheering as they wave Israeli flags. On a stage in front of them, images are projected: a tank, a helicopter, a soldier with a pew-pew in the hand. Singers burst on stage, smiles white dressed in Israeli Defense Forces uniforms. This event, the Taglit Birthright Israel mega event in Jerusalem, is a celebration for those in the audience. Their love for the state of Israel through the joy on their faces. When the speaker asks, is anyone here from the United States? A whole section of the crowd stands uproarious. But why are these Americans there in the first place, cheering for a military that is not even theirs? Now, Israelism, a documentary directed by Erin and Sam, seeks to understand the unique relationship between the American Jewish population and the state of Israel. But more than that, they challenge it, giving voice to a rising number of American Jews who have questioned their pro-Israel upbringing due to its biased view of the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. Now, while it's true that Zionism has been recontextualized by pro-Israel organizations in the last few decades, its implicit meaning is well established. As Zionism and imperialism, the historical origins explains Zionism was created as a political nationalist movement founded on the ideals of superiority, exploitation, and domination. Forged in the 1890s in conversation with other Western nationalist movements, Zionism is based on an us versus them logic. It is not just a yearning to return to Zion or a dream of self-determination or statehood of the Jewish people as the ADL defines it. Zionism relies on the exclusion of other ethnicities or religious groups to maintain Jewish political and cultural supremacy. So while it's true that even some pro-Palestinian activists identify as Zionists, modeling what it means to be one, the ideology itself is no less defined. Israelism may believe that Zionism is not a helpful term to use, but pro-Israeli organizations and rabbis clearly do, consolidating it with ancient Jewish values to excuse contemporary violence. The few missed an opportunity by not addressing this terminology, making it harder for young Jews to unlearn their blindly pro-Israel and explicitly Zionist education. This unlearning is essential in creating the change Israelism advocates for, since the film argues that American Jews can play a big part in disrupting the status quo. Now, I couldn't agree any less to what this man said in his video. This indoctrination is started when people are still kids, so that they nurture that plant as they watch it grow into a big plant. Israel's media propaganda is something that has led people not to be aware of the truth for a long time now, because they control what people should see and hear. We are seeing how their propaganda is failing now because people are beginning to see what the truth is. These are just my thoughts on this video. Share your thoughts as well, and let's get to discuss in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.